Hello viewers, welcome to Daily Politics. Tonight on the show, we are joined by Dr. Umar Ardo, the governorship candidate of the Social Democratic Party, SDP, in the just concluded ADAMAWA governorship election. Despite coming third in the contest, Dr. Ardo has been vocal about his dissatisfaction of the entire process and its conduct. He will share his reasons during the course of our conversation. Welcome to the program, Doctor.
Thank you very much.
Yes. I'm your host, Hamza Idris. Welcome to the program once again. We'll go on a short break, and when we return, the conversation commences. Don't go away. Yes, Doctor, the election has come and gone, specifically that of ADAMAWA. Why are you dissatisfied with the outcome, despite becoming third?
Well, the aim of a contest is actually not necessarily to win, but to participate. But when you are participating, you should participate on the basis of a level playing ground, on a free and a fair election. The election in ADAMAWA was neither free nor was it fair. Now, a free election is an election where the electorate vote their conscience without inducement, without cajoling, without any form of intimidation and so on. It didn't happen like that in Adamawa State. The election basically took two major formats. In the cities, well, when I say cities, I mean the local government, the capital, state capital, yes. And then like in the local government.
Yola
yes,
North, Yola South,
yeah. Mubi, you know, and then the local government headquarters. In these areas, the election was basically a market square.
How do you mean
it was vote vying. They were buying votes like no man business.
You mean openly?
Openly. Everybody will be coming, you know. In fact, it is not just the vote buyers. Surprisingly and sadly too, the voters themselves, they wait to see who will come and pay and how much will
the highest
pay.
Bidder in that region?
So most like that. That's what happened in the cities, in the cities. So by its nature, it wasn't free, because given the endemic poverty that the PDP and APC government over the years have reduced the people of the country, and in fact taking us beyond level of poverty to the level of destitution, people kill for 10 naira, so to speak. So when they are offered 2,000, 3,000, 5,000,
or a wrapper,
or a bag of rice, that is 5 kg bag of rice,
not
or 10 kg bag of rice, which the APC and the PDP candidates had in trailers.
Are you alleging or?
No, I know for a fact.
Okay.
I know for a fact. You know, so people easily sell their votes.
They succumb.
Therefore, they sell their conscience. So they are not voting freely, and they did not vote freely. And in the local, in the villages, the vote buying was there, but it's not as high as those in the local government headquarters. But here is intimidation. The PDP with its own police and thugs.
Because the governor is PDP.
Because the governor is PDP, is controlling the state machinery. Also, he has his own thugs, he has his own, and I've been PDP. I know the violent nature of Adamawa politics within the PDP. I've experienced it 3 times. 3 times. My house was attacked, destroyed at one point. So there, they now coerce the people garrison the area and then do what they wanted to do. Those of us who don't have the talks and who are not even aligned to going this way.
Are you saying you don't have talks? And what about inducement, money to induce the voters?
By the time I finished paying my voters, paying my agents,
which is legal, right?
Yes, all I had was less than 17 million. And it is at that time that the APC and the PDP candidates were coming out with billions.
Billions or millions?
Billions. You know, throughout this election, I've been to each and every local government in Adamawa State. I've been to so many wards in Adamawa State. I have seen virtually each and every stakeholder, every sect of this in the society.
Did you give them money when you visited them?
No, there is a tradition. When you visit people, you give them gifts. What I do is to give cloth or perfume.
Like souvenirs.
Or perfume, yes. Or perfume, or wristwatch, and then my book that I publish on court and politics.
But is that not inducement in your estimation?
Of course, no. This is conventional. This is traditional. And when I go and meet with the traditional rulers, I met with each and every traditional ruler but one in Adamawa State. And that one, 2 times I wanted to meet him. That is His Royal Highness the Murumbula. 2 times I wanted to meet him, but 2 times he was not in. And then 2 times he gave me appointment, and 2 times I was not able to make it. These things happen.
Yeah.
Other than him, I met with each and every traditional ruler in the state. I met with virtually all the religious leaders in the state. I met with virtually all, the associations, Farmers Association, women groups, youth group,
all the stakeholders.
Every stakeholder. I went to the villages and I met with the women, I met with the children. I saw the endemic poverty in Adamawa State. And we sat down with them, we discussed with them, together we formulated our solutions to these problems, and then I extracted from them, commitment of support. Only on election day that the PDP and the APC came up with their own,
format,
onward tactics of vote buying and then inducement and then aggression. So this is what happened in Adamawa, and this is how the election took place in Adamawa. Therefore, I am not surprised that we ended up having PDP and APC fighting each other, cutting the throats of each other.
Now, what happened? What happened on that day? I mean, the first day of collation before the supplementary.
Well, you had my state collation officer had a virtual interview with you.
Yeah.
And he told you exactly, the position of the SDP in the election in Adamawa State. It was as he described it, a naked dance, of shame in the marketplace. That was what happened. These 2 things of inducement, vote buying, and then aggression.
So I am finding it difficult to pin down some of these allegations to specific personalities. For instance, after the main election, that is the first leg, it was the governor who was crying foul. Now, just yesterday, it was Binani who was crying foul. Today, INEC was responding to Binani, saying her claim that INEC officials were compromised during the second segment of the election is unfounded. Where do you belong? You have not been saying anything. Let me use this word.
You see, in the 72 hours before INEC finally took the decision to resume collation, what transpired within these 72 hours? That is, the 3 key things happened. One is the issue of electoral fraud.
Okay.
2 is the issue of bribery. And 3 is the issue of electoral violence. Now, the electoral fraud and bribery is alleged to have been committed by the APC candidate in collusion with some INEC officials in the state. And the bribery and electoral violence is alleged. This one, there is evidence to have been committed by the PDP candidate in the state in a collusion with some, maybe INEC officers or the state security operatives.
Okay, let's start with the APC.
Now,
you said Binani and some INEC officials. Does she have any connection with INEC?
Now,
just a senator, right?
Now, the three key issues of electoral fraud, of bribery, of violence, you have seen all these three. The electoral fraud is the coming of the REC to usurp the duties and responsibilities.
That's hoodoo.
Of hoodoo of the returning officer.
Yeah, Professor Mele.
Professor Mele. And then, without concluding the collation, he now declared her as governor-elect.
So you think he was induced?
And I don't know about...
Because Binani issued a statement that it's not
Wait a minute. Let's analyze it.
All right.
Less than 3 minutes after his declaration that Binani won the election, Binani was holding an acceptance speech. And NTA was there. So what it tells you is this, that it's not coincidence that there is a collusion between the INEC officials.
Allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly, INEC officials. Well, at least you can deduce.
Yeah.
INEC officials, the candidate herself, and then the NTA. Because you cannot hold these things, all these things cannot happen in less than 10, 15 minutes.
There are other reporters from various media houses.
Yeah, okay, so, but why I'm saying NTA is because, you see, first I told you the election was not free, and I explained what I meant.
Yeah.
Now, the election was also not fair. It was not fair in the sense that, first and foremost, the APC candidate.
Yes.
We saw the president,
Buhari.
Yes, make a national broadcast in Hausa, asking the people of Adamawa to go and vote for Binani, and that he had worked with Binani in PTF, and Binani was good, and this and that. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, because it's within his right,
party,
right?
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Okay.
But the fallout of that presidential broadcast is what I have problem with. Because from the moment the president made that broadcast, the entire agencies, federal agencies in Adamawa State tilted towards her.
You are talking about police.
I'm talking
INEC,
about the military.
DSS.
I'm talking about the police. I'm talking about INEC. I'm talking about DSS. I'm talking about Nigeria Broadcasting Commission.
But this is allegation, right? Yeah.
No, they tilted because I was there. I have reasons why.
Okay.
For example, she just made one phone call that in this house they are thumbprinting results and this and that. And that, I think, turned out to be the situation room of the PDP candidate. And within a few minutes after her call, the military was there, the police was there, everybody was there, and they went and found out that.
How did you get the information, Doctor?
It was on the media now.
Yeah.
It was there. I can send you the video clips.
And they raided the place.
They went there, they raided the place.
Following her directive.
Following her, just a simple call. I'll call 1,000 times, I will not get attention of anybody.
So you are saying indirectly she got undue advantage?
Of course, that is one. Two, she met with, I know for a fact she met with INEC officers, in Adamawa State, with regards about 4 different meetings. We held a press conference. I held a press conference on Wednesday the 15th, 3 days to the election. And I brought, these issues. I called for intervention. Nobody listened to me. Nobody even acted. Then 3, 6, almost 7 months after her emergence as a candidate of APC, INEC gave her a contract.
Gave Binani?
Yeah,
contract
her
of
company, what? Binani Printing, a contract of about 430-something million naira to print what? To print governorship result sheets.
But not for Adamawa?
Yeah, not for Adamawa. It's for the other states. But what it means is that she has access to INEC's sensitive materials, and she has access to the workings of INEC in that, and she's also given financial advantage by that contract over and above, the...
Have you raised alarm? Have you spoken to INEC chairman or any other official?
I have raised alarm. I have spoken with INEC leadership, and what the other leadership was just simply saying is what you just said, that Adamawa is not included. Okay, Adamawa is not included. And later, INEC came out, with a press release saying that they went to CAC and checked and then found out that her name was not, in the DC. But I know it is her company. When she opened that company, it's on the news, and it is open in her own name. Then go and check the account of this company. If this account of this company is not, signed by her, let them go and check. The truth is this. Yeah. This has given her financial advantage. But even if it's not, what it means is that INEC has already tilted, towards giving her advantage.
But why is it that you didn't apply to get contract? You're also a Nigerian. You can feel free and apply, doctor.
Well, it's not about me. It's about what happened.
You're talking about integrity.
It is about what happened. It is whether I apply or not. It is another matter. I'm not a printer. I'm not into contract. I've never done any contract. But this is what happened. So the issue of fairness is just not there. Then we are also, when the REC did this declaration.
Who?
The police commissioner was there.
Wow.
The director of SSS was there. And the commandant of the civil defense was there.
That's security apparatus.
Of the federal government. And the previous night, at 1 o'clock, my state collection officer was there. They agreed that we are going to reconvene by 11 o'clock the next day. That by 1, let us go back. We have our Muslim brothers who want to go and do sahur and get ready for tomorrow and so on. So they now disperse, to reconvene by 11. Only by 9 o'clock, 2 hours to the scheduled time, that they reconvene. Now, didn't the police ask questions? Didn't they know that, the collection has been
scheduled or something like that?
But he didn't see the electoral officer. He didn't see the agents of political parties. And that the collection itself was not complete the previous day. So didn't they know that? Didn't they know that there's a fraud being committed?
Is this Binani alone, or you think it's beyond?
I'm not saying it is Binani, but it is in her favor. Maybe they did it without consulting her. I doubt it, but I'm not saying it is her. Now, this is it. Then, the issue of violence. Now, in the issue of violence also they brought about the issue of bribery. Because we saw the Deputy Director of Operations for the DSS, who was malhandled, who was dealt with, and who now said that there was a 2 billion naira, bribe that was given, to somebody.
And that was where we have serious issue up till now. That who were the people interrogating that Deputy Director of DSS?
The deputy.
Have you seen some pointers to say that most likely those interrogating him, are aligned to a certain camp?
It is obviously from the proceedings of the interrogation. You can deduce that it is the governor's talks.
So we are not talking about PDP side now.
No, now it's about PDP side. It is the governor's talks that are doing, and I know for a fact that the chief detail of the governor was leading it. I know for a fact, as we speak now, the chief detail is in detention.
Wow.
So now, and also the director general of the PDP campaign was there and was discussing with Professor Zuru?
Yeah, Professor Zuru, yeah, the national commissioner.
The national commissioner
who went there to supervise.
Who was molested, beaten, in blood, stripped, and so on. You know,
some said he was mistook for Hudu, Ari.
Well, it really does not matter. But if you see the interrogation that took place when the Director General of the PDP campaign, was doing it, he clearly they knew that it was not him. That this is not him. So the talks were insisting that he is a national commissioner. He should still tell them where Hudu is hiding because he is an accomplice to this. So there was no remorse on their part. Now, these two violent, episodes that happened, clearly, it was done by the PDP side.
Now you have indicted both PDP and APC. I remember you issued a statement. Our reporter in Yola
issued a statement calling on INEC that INEC should not conclude the collation, important as it seemed to be, because there is a crime involved in this now.
Was that why you called for the that
they should be disqualified?
But beyond stoppage of collation, you also said that Binani and Fintiri should be disqualified.
Yeah.
Why did you make that?
Because they were involved in these three, criminal episodes, in the electoral fraud, in the bribery issue, and in the violence. So when an issue of this nature is involved, then you should halt any other thing, resolve this first. But INEC failed to do so.
Going by the guidelines.
INEC failed to do so.
Why do you think INEC failed to do that?
I think maybe INEC maybe became jittery that if it didn't do something, that their violence could erupt in the state. And because the PDP people were threatening, and they have demonstrated their threat by dealing with the INEC National Commissioner and then dealing with the SSS officer. So they could make good of their threat. So maybe that blood John INEC, to go and do what they have to do.
It's a national, institution with all the protection it needs.
May be afraid that, a delay from their side may lead to violence and killings and so on in the state. That may be. I'm only making a conjecture.
Yeah.
But my position is that it's wrong for INEC not to have gotten the criminal aspect of this issue resolved first before concluding the civil aspect, which is the collation of result and announcement of candidates. Let us, because if you are involved in this kind of things, you are not worthy to be a leader. You are not worthy to get certificate of leadership.
Some will say your call for the disqualification of the two leading contenders might be self-serving.
Yeah, people will say so, but that you should evaluate the matter on the basis of the facts and the logic of it. People may say, okay, because I came third, I want them disqualified so that I will. In fact, I canvass this position myself, but it is a natural thing that you must take care of criminal issues before you go into other matters.
Civil matters.
Yeah.
Now, what are you going to do? Are you going to court to challenge the declaration of Fintiri, or you have surrendered?
Well, it's not an issue of surrendering. We are still evaluating the situation. We have gotten our evidences across the state, and we are waiting for the report of the investigations instituted by the DSS. We hope they will give us the result of this. Their findings. If the result of their findings have indicted both the APC and the PDP candidate